Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast. Today, we're going to be discussing some veteran organizations that do. I don't know why Adrian's on two things. Two, some veteran organizations in motorsports. Adrian is always fucking about as usual. And then we're going to talk about just some experiences we've had here in our days of driving, things gone wrong or funny track day kind of shit. We don't really have too much. So if you guys have anything you want to jump in on today, feel free. And we'll just kind of shoot the shit for about an hour. And then, of course, we've got Cody's new Booze of the Week segment that he's going to talk about with us.
Yeah,
So, what's up?
It's something that I grew up on, I guess, kind of bring it back home.
All right. Hey, Juan, why don't you go and kick us off with your motorcycle, not gang?
All right, so real quick, man. I'm getting some feedback. Hang on. So real quick, guys, we're gonna like Seth said, we're gonna be talking about some of our veteran nonprofits, and mine in particular is gonna be Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. It's something that is true and dear to my heart. My dad's been a member for some time now, and I recently joined about 3 years ago. Our mission is Vets Helping Vets, and our mission is to take, get donations, and with those donations, 100% of our profits go back to our veterans in our local areas. There are chapters across the nation. We're also international chapters. So, like I said, that's Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. You can go to combatvets.us and find a local chapter to you if you were interested in donating. Some of the things that we do with our funds is, for example, if you have a veteran that is no longer mobile and the VA is taking forever, whatever the case is, getting them accessibility to their own home, i.e. a wheelchair ramp. If they're wheelchair bound, they can reach out to any of your local chapters and put in a request for assistance. And with that, we will take those funds that we have used that we have acquired during fundraising and whatnot, and a team of our guys will go out there. Some of our members will go out there and build that ramp for you. I know we did one recently last year. I had an Air Force vet who had a ramp that was not suitable. It was dry rotted and falling apart. So we, as a team, went in there. Probably about 15 of us went in there, took down her old deck, old ramp, and we installed an aluminum ramp for her so she can get in and out of her home, being that she's wheelchair bound. So that's a little bit about Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. Like I said, it's definitely something that's true and dear to my heart, and I know a lot of you guys can relate, being a veteran organization. So that's what I got. You're muted, Seth.
I did mute myself. All right, so yeah, that's a nationwide organization, like Juan was saying. Chapters all over the place. You go to their website or their Facebook, and there's places to tie in with that organization. And it's just a good place for guys to get together. I know a lot of guys when they retire, especially when they get out of the service, they kind of go through a loss of identity. And I just retired myself. It is tough, man. Like retiring or leaving the service, even though you might be excited to do it. It's something you did for like 20 years or 10 years, whatever it was that you did, and it's like getting out of prison, I guess. I don't know how else to relate to it. You lived in a system and an organization, and then you've got to adjust back to being on your own. Hopefully you made some good friends. Hopefully those friends are still around. For a lot of us, we went through the war for a long time. So some of our friends aren't here anymore, unfortunately. But, if you are looking for someone, reach out. You can reach out to Juan, of course, and he can tie you in or look him up on Facebook or the interwebs. What I'm going to talk about today is an organization that I just found out about through the VA newsletter. I thought it was really, really cool. And I know they're not the only organization doing this, but they seem to be the most active at the moment. And that is Battle Scarred Motorsports. So Battle Scarred Motorsports is a veteran organization that was founded by some Marines. It's actually USMC Racing Inc. if you look at the thing. But this is their website here. And they put on safe space for heroes to recreate the bonds they share while saving. Basically, they put on track days for veterans and first line responders. They have cars, they have coaches, and they take you out and they teach you how to drive a race car, how to be on the track, performance driving. It was founded by Brian, who I'm actually talking to right now. He was a Marine. And it's really just the idea of giving somewhere to get some of that aggression or that therapy out that they need. A lot of guys have PTSD, anxiety, depression, whatever. And you need somewhere to let that out in a healthy manner besides just drinking your face off like I did for the longest time and what looks like Adrian's still doing down there based off how he looks today. But you can reach out to them. They have their contact information. They have their racing schedules here. And so you can see they have places all over the states here, different events, different dates. They have some steering wheel based hand only control cars for those that might be amputees or have lower extremities. But yeah, check these guys out. We're looking at doing a event with them in the Philippines in the near future, and we hope to see them out here. So with that is basically our Veteran Orgs highlight for the day. If anyone's got any other organizations they want to bring up or they want to chime in with out there and our viewers, please jump in. If not, I'm going to kick it over to Cody for our Booze of the Week.
All right, guys. So we were talking earlier today, maybe it was yesterday, thinking, man, I miss Okinawa. I miss being on a tropical island, and I need a vacation. But
you and everybody else.
It's hard to do that with a, you want that island vacation, but got that trailer park budget. So the drink that I'm currently drinking can kind of remind me of being out on the islands. And I actually stumbled upon it. Maybe y'all knew about it before I did, but Baja Blast, and not just the original, I mean all of them. There's 10 now. If you mix it with I want to say it was last year, Ciroc came out with a limited edition summer bottle called Pina Colada, which it's hard to get now. If you do find it, it's like $140 to $160. But being the cheap ass that I am, they make the Ciroc pineapple and the Ciroc coconut, which is the same thing, and you can get 2 bottles for $34. Mix them together, half and half, and mix it with whatever Mountain Dew of your choosing. Like right now, I've got the original, but the pineapple pairs well with it. The fruit punch Baja Blast, and to be quite honest with you, it's it actually my knees don't hurt right now, so feeling pretty good. I mixed probably a double shot of the pineapple, double shot of the coconut, and 1 20-ounce of Baja Blast. And I'm not out here to try and get hammered because I got 3 kids and a wife that I got to wake up early with tomorrow, but be able to sit back and relax after working hard all week. And, it's something that if you don't got a lot of money, try it out, something different. Doesn't always have to be whiskeys and rums. I guess.
Yeah, we got some comments over on Instagram that think you're absolutely insane right now, mixing Baja Blast and Ciroc vodka.
To be honest with you,
I'm that far away from, to be honest with you.
Ciroc is a low tier alcohol. Like, let's be real here. They upsell the bottle. They upsell what used to be a high end.
I'm drinking Red Horse, so You got to ride the
see,
stallion
we
here
can't
at
even
9:30 a.m.
see. Yeah, see, Kyle. Like I said, Kyle came up with the no Diddy, which is 100% true. I mean, that's what their selling point was originally, that it was Diddy's alcohol, which now it's probably going to fall off and even be cheaper. But I think, it doesn't always have to be some super strong, super fucking manly drink. I mean, sometimes you just want to relax in the water.
So
there's people out there saying they're going to Taco Bell right now to get some Baja Blast and open up the mini
and
bar,
honestly, look, and if you can't get your hands, or you don't like vodka or Ciroc, Malibu, Malibu is my go-to for just about anything. I'll mix it Baja Blast, Coca-Cola. It doesn't matter. But Kyle, I know he's saying Chew High Strong, and I wish that I could get some of those 12% Chew High pineapples here, but unfortunately, it's not the case.
So I do want to, I discovered a drink this week too. It's been about 40 degrees Celsius on average down here in Angeles City this week, which has been absolutely horrendous.
What's that in English?
In Freedom, that would be.
You said 46? That's like 114 degrees Fahrenheit.
40 is 104 degrees on average outside right now, Fahrenheit. And then I jumped in the truck the other day, and the truck was reading 46 degrees on the dash, which is 114 degrees Fahrenheit there in Freedom Land. So yeah, it's been pretty miserable right now. But I went to SNR, which is basically our Sam's Club, and I picked up what I thought was Schweppes Bitter Lemon, because I've always really liked that as a mixer with my vodka. And it wasn't. I got home and it said Schweppes Mojito, and I was like, "What the fuck? A non-alcoholic mojito? This is gay, right?" But threw it over some ice and mixed in some Bacardi rum with it, and man, that shit was so good. It was so cold and just refreshing. I think I drank about the bottle and then fell asleep next to my pool. But yeah, it was a good time.
So there's reminded me of how you were saying it was cold and refreshing. They have a Mexican restaurant here that they serve margarita ice cream, like soft serve ice cream. And I thought it was going to be absolutely dog water. 4 ice creams later, and my wife is casually walking me out to the truck to drive me home. That shit tore me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try and get some pictures of it. Like, it was one of those things that I was like, "There's no way that this is actually like."
For those of the guys out there in Japan still, and I don't know if it's made its way over to America yet, but if you're in Osaka, specifically, actually, if you're north of Osaka, up in Kyoto, or you're in Tokyo, there is a place that now makes sake ice cream. And it's the same thing. It's soft serve. I know the original one, the traditional one, is available outside of Kiyomi no Mizu Temple there in Kyoto, in a little food stall right next to the gate of the temple, because that's where you serve alcoholic ice cream, apparently, next to Buddha. And then in Tokyo, there's a few places scattered throughout the city that just opened up, but they use different varieties of sake and make different soft serve ice creams for it. And it's got a rating. It's 5%, 7% alcoholic ice cream. Which is a great way to spend your summer days. If you've ever been to Tokyo in the summer, it is not refreshing down there. It is very humid. Same with Osaka. So, Adrian, you got any alcoholic adventures from working on your boat this week?
Oh, I wanted to share my McLaren Jack Daniels.
Well, jump in there.
And Adrian's muted, so I'm going to take over. I found this at my local ABC store. And it's a 2024 edition Jack Daniels McLaren Formula One team. Thought that was pretty sweet. At your local ABC store. All right, that's all I got, man. It's not that interesting, but I thought it was pretty cool. So I found this.
That's not nearly as good as Cody's 4 ice creams later story.
Yeah.
Getting blasted off soft serve.
Yeah, I never in my life thought that would happen. Plus, Cadillac destroys McLaren now anyway, so it is what it is.
Look, man, it was a cool bottle of Jack Daniels, right? So I had to get it.
No. Oh, trust me, the liquor store today, when I went in there, they had some cognacs and stuff in there that were $7,500 a bottle.
Uh,
Now, if y'all want to help me split it, I can get it. I'll drink
dog,
it
I
for
don't even want
y'all.
to buy Blue Label and split it.
Dude, I'm a cheap drunk.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the kind of
Yeah,
date
you're,
you can
you're
give-
cheap because I gave you all my stuff when I left Okinawa.
That's fine.
I
man.
literally,
drank it.
That's
I
also
gave you-
true.
I probably
Now,
gave
hang
you.
on.
It sounds bad on my part, but I'm kind of a liquor collector, I guess, if you would. I'll try
Yes, when I look-
something and put it
When I
away.
look at you, I'm sure our fans are also looking at you and going, "Damn, that is a gentleman sipping cognac in his library."
Yeah, no, it's Cody who's been watching hunting videos and car videos all day, drinking a $7,500 bottle
Ciroc
of
fucking-
cognac out of a Spider-Man cup.
Dude, I think Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. When I see you, I'm not gonna lie. Or Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah, definitely PBR.
I will be honest with you,
Adrian,
I'm
you are
not-
still
I'm-
muted for some reason.
I don't know.
Yeah, bro. You
probably
know
have your stuff
Connecto,
hooked-
dog.
You might have it hooked up to your phone or
I
something.
can't
but-
unmute you because you chose to mute yourself.
Yeah.
And Adrian's gone.
And no. Is he there?
You know, worst tech support ever. Like, you bring the Indian guy on to make this shit work, and it just never works with him.
So
And this is great because he can't say anything back, so we can continue just to talk trash as much as we want.
And he can't talk shit back. Look, he just
No,
got a smirk
no.
on his face.
Hey, do you think maybe it's because you have two sessions open and one of them's muted? Because you're
Yeah,
horrible
you
at
definitely still
this?
have another session open, bro.
hey, Kyle. You know what? Kyle is tech support. That's what he does for the Marine Corps.
That's a fact, Jack. As a matter of fact, Kyle, bro, you live literally across the street from me. Just come on over and fix his shit.
This is ridiculous.
Bro.
Hi, Adrian.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Holy
Yeah.
shit, you're there.
Good job.
Damn.
We're very proud of you.
Okay.
Dude, I thought, never mind. I'm gonna get us bananaed.
Nope,
Yeah.
I already said it, dude. Tech support was
Huh.
not tech supporting.
Yeah.
Hey, who is beef bacon? Okay, because he said, "Give me some PBR mixed with country time lemonade." Poor man Shane. That's the type of person that I would want to drink with.
Oh, somebody's phone's ringing.
Yeah, it's
Because
mine.
that's somebody
They
that
got phones in the
probably
Philippines?
gonna.
We do have phones in the Philippines. We also have semi-running water and beer. So we got that going for us.
That's too funny.
I turned a lot
Oh,
of things
man.
off, all right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've heard about our alcoholic adventures this week. Adrian, I know you've been working on boats because you quit on cars again. Which we'll get into here in a minute.
What?
Look, dude, I don't know how Juan does it, but I am too fat. Our shit, like, that shit, I shut that shit down. I don't know how you're doing it, Seth. Like, I don't know. It sucks. It sucks, literally, like, sweats the fun out of me. So, yeah, now that I'm back in Florida, it's all about being back on the water. Food stories, actually, I don't drink anymore. So, there's
Good
that.
for you.
I'm so disappointed in you.
Dude, I've been sober for months.
I have not.
Yeah, I've been sober for seconds
See,
now.
but this is what happens when you leave cars, man. Like, all the stress just kind of like, poof, it's gone.
I don't drink because I'm stressed.
Yeah,
I
I
drink
drink
because
because
I
I
like the
enjoy it.
taste. I grew up and I'm a man. You know, I have a beard. Like that's just what you do. Eat bacon, drink
Well, I
some.
should-
Well, I don't drink beer, but you know, some whiskey.
Dude,
Yeah, I'm
And if they
disappointed.
could figure
Are
out
you
how to
serious?
have like,
what? You know, normal
Adrian, you're
people would
kind
be
of
like,
you're
"Hey,
in and
that's a
out,
good thing."
kind of, bro.
Yeah, your mic sucks. We're just gonna
You're
keep
like
talking
you're not
trash.
close enough to a mic or something.
and
Anyway,
Dallas
back to
Cowboy
doing tech support over
Championship
there.
T-shirts.
Hey man, all I'm saying is I'm disappointed in Adrian. How are you gonna be a fisherman with no alcohol First of all, that's an ingredient you need.
Yeah, the idea is you go out and you don't catch shit.
Except
But
that
when you
six
come back,
pack.
they ask you, "What did you catch?" And you say, "I caught a buzz." You know what I mean? Like that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
No.
Feels.
No.
Oh man.
All right. It does feel like a collect call from AT&T. You're right. How do I put that comment up? The beef and bacon over on Instagram says this feels like a collect call from ATM or from AT&T. Man, you ain't
You
wrong.
there?
All right. So anyway, Adrian doesn't drink, so he has nothing to contribute to this segment.
You know, I commend you for it. Honestly, I really do.
I do not.
Yeah, good for you, bro. I wish I can.
I'm not gonna take, somebody trying to stay sober as a bad thing. I mean, I was there for a long time myself. I don't really drink all that much, at least not like I used to.
I have better customers.
Well, there's reasons. There's actually like reasons behind why I quit, but yeah.
Like if you need beer money because you're trying to save your beer money to buy a new turbo because you seem to blow those a lot, or like buy a gasket kit for
It's not the only thing he blows.
your SR or your 1J, like I will send you beer money.
No, dude. Well, okay. So last year when
Like
I was
weekly, I will send you beer money weekly.
Up, dude. Like let the man be sober.
Hey,
Nah.
no. So last year when I was getting out, I was randomly getting like vertigo spells, and I just try to narrow everything down with like diet and cutting everything toxic out of my diet and stuff. So that was one of the
You have
things.
a diet?
Yeah, I eat everything I see.
Oh, okay.
It's a seafood diet, but
It's a seafood diet.
but
I'm right there
no,
with you, buddy.
that was one of the things that I kicked, and yeah, like it stayed away. I haven't got back on the bottle per se.
You haven't been on the water either.
What are you talking about?
No.
Complain about
He went
vertigo
out the
and
other
then
day.
being not on the
He
water.
did go out on the water the other day.
He went into like a fucking pond.
So
Like, let's be
we're
real
harassing.
here.
For those of you that don't know, we're harassing
more
Adrian.
than what you do.
We're harassing
Cody.
Adrian
You live
because
on the
Adrian
water, bro.
decided after all these years that he hates cars out of nowhere and started building plywood decks for his boat and shit.
I just
Talking about
applied
5 horsepower motors or some shit.
Look, I applied my motorsports knowledge into building custom boats, and I like the custom boats better than the cars.
Hey, speaking of, who's got a picture of Adrian's custom boat he wants to build that he sent us last night?
Oh my god. Let me
Let's
see
throw
if
that
I can
up on
pull
the
this
screen.
thing up.
Dude,
real
you're the
quick
one
because
that can share. I can't share shit on my iPad.
No? Let me see
I
if
will
I can
fi-
find this real quick.
I will find the
got it.
picture for you. Because that thing,
Oh, I got it right here.
that shit was I wouldn't even want to turn that thing into a
It's a
fucking reef.
project.
Adrian, I
That's
just
not a
want-
project, bro.
Bro, I just want you to know I'm in your corner here. I'm trying to fight.
This
for
is
you.
Adrian's
not
new
working.
project that he wants to take on because it's going to be less stressful than working on cars, apparently.
Yeah.
That would, yeah,
This
yeah. He's
boat
out
looks
there.
like it came off. This boat looks like it came off fucking Gilligan's Island.
Dude, the one on Gilligan's Island looked better than that.
I mean,
I wouldn't even want that shit to be an artificial reef. It'd be fucking killing the fish.
Look, everything starts somewhere, all right?
Dude, for the cost
no,
of
Kyle, we
getting
make
that
our
boat-
own boats, all right, out of coconuts and pine wood.
Plywood,
Nah,
tree cutout canoes.
Look, in order to get that boat, probably to even float's probably going to cost 20 grand.
What are you talking about?
Bro,
One
that
with
shit
his
hasn't
stupid
seen the
buttons.
water other than the rain that's got into it probably in 20 years. What year was that boat?
Man, I don't know. It wasn't listed. Look, for $500, it's a pretty good deal if you know your way around them.
Throw the boat away and use the trailer. That's what the $500 is for.
The trailer was pretty rough, honestly.
Adrian Gibbs. Yeah.
Adrian Gibbs.
Juan, what are you doing?
He played with his expensive mic.
Fucking children.
No.
All right, so Adrian's gonna buy a boat wreck from the Bermuda Triangle, and Juan is gonna be a serial killer. Anyway, back to me and the normal person, Cody, down here, the only two adults in the room today.
Look, and I'm all for buying projects. Trust me. That is too fucking far gone even for me to try and justify it.
And he just bought a fucking 50 Chevy pickup that's like in pieces.
Bro, if you can see
First
the
off,
comments on
it's
Instagram
not.
right now, Adrian's just getting burnt down. Drunk legs equals sea legs. A 3-hour tour? Question mark. A 13B would be cheaper to get to float.
Hey,
Oh
look, man,
my god.
boats ain't
that's
for everybody,
awesome,
all
man.
right?
It's your money. You can sink it however you want, but don't come back here talking about how boats are worse than cars in a week.
Look, I love how he said earlier, well, the revenue that would be made of making a wash video would pay for it. Bro, the amount that it would cost in supplies to wash the bitch would not.
I'm just gonna recycle everything from the car, dude. Gallon of bleach, pressure washer, we're good.
You're gonna pressure wash through the fucking thing. You're gonna be and then you're talking about vertigo, you'd be walking and then fucking fall through and be like, my neck. Fuck, help me, my neck.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, this is a disaster waiting to happen. I can't wait to watch it unfold. We will actually have this as a
Hey,
segment now called Adrian's Boats.
But you know what? I'll be down there shortly. I'll
Yeah.
help you with the boat.
Yeah, probably, bro. Same here.
No, because if I were to get that boat and got it running, you would be the first one down here. Like, oh yeah, let's take out the Bin Laden yacht. Like,
Yeah, you know what? Because
Wrong
obviously,
Indian, bro.
no, it's not.
they don't have goats on the water. Sorry to break your heart, Cody.
I don't need a goat. I
It's a
got
sheep.
Wait, are you Punjabi?
Me, no.
All
You
right.
guys got
I'm
kick-ass
West
weddings,
Indian.
don't you?
I'm from the Caribbean.
So this is actually, I think I'm going to transition this a little bit right now. Since we're already just not talking about shit and just basically bullshitting on the air because we didn't pick.
No, we
something.
had another topic that was supposed to finish it off. Like,
We are going to talk about another topic. Shut up,
Juan did want something. This guy right here.
Yeah, that one wants something. So we were going to talk about today about a little bit about just shit that's happened to us on the track. You know, we got to get a little bit of the boost, a little bit of the motorsports back into this podcast. I'm just talking trash about Adrian's yacht. But I think we're going to lead it in here, and everyone can jump in because everyone's seen this. Adrian and Cody, myself, have all watched this happen. Juan has a nickname back in Japan.
Oh god, I
The
fucking
Cone
knew it.
Killer.
I knew that shit was coming. God
So
damn.
Juan
Yes.
the Cone Killer, who I would like to tell us about the time that somehow he broke his engine mounts on a traffic cone.
I almost spit my drink.
Go ahead, Cone Killer.
Okay, it wasn't a traffic cone. All right.
It was a traffic cone.
No, it was
it
not
was
a traffic cone.
it was an empty bald tire. Not much
Okay,
better.
no, hang on.
That's
It
how
was a
resilient
wall of
Subarus are.
tires.
Just
First of
FYI.
all,
You touch a tire, the engine mounts break.
it was a wall of tires. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
wall.
So
Oh,
For
what-
I
go-karts.
have-
It was a wall for
I-
go-karts, bro.
Do
Yeah,
not make
so
me
we go
pull out
through
photography.
and it was a Gymkhana day, and we're going through. I'm running the course. First time I went out wasn't terrible. Second time I went out, it was a disaster. Actually, it was going really good, and it was down. It was going to be one of my best runs yet. But at the end, we had kind of like a switchback, a double switchback. So we went through, and I do a quick spin cone 180, come down the straight, and I'm going into the first switchback, and I'm probably second gear at this point. Yeah, I was definitely second gear. Pull the e-brake, let the Subi slide, and I had too much momentum going into it, so I was full lock counter steer to the right. When by the time I hooked back up, the car snapped back to the right and overcorrected, and I hit the tire wall. And in that moment, I like hit the tire wall, put it in reverse in the middle of my run, put it back in first, and then took off and drove off the track like a bat out of hell, only to find out that I was misfiring like a son of a bitch, had no idea why. So I get back to the pits, destroyed my Tommy Kyra bumper, like full fiberglass Tommy Kyra bumper, destroyed. I'm misfiring. I get back to the pits, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Car's still running. I pop the hood, and I was like, oh, why is this spark plug unplugged? Or spark cable unplugged? So I went and plugged the spark cable back in. I was like, well, that fixes the misfire. And I'm like, why is that cable so stretched out? I looked, I broke an engine mount by hitting a rubber.
One story got rid of our last live viewer, just to throw that out there.
And to be fair, that bumper was already fucked because you hit a mountain.
No, okay, hang on. I didn't hit a mountain, bro. I
was there. I was there.
I was the curb.
Look, you know what? This actually is crazy because all three of you I've hit a fucking mountain with. Almost.
I did not hit the mountain.
I did not hit him out. Don't. Yep.
No, because
we spun around the mountain and almost went off the cliff, but we did not hit the mountain.
And then Adrian, that was definitely, we went into that fucking gutter, that weird Okinawan or Japanese gutter system where it's like 15 fucking feet deep, but it's like,
oh, barely. Dude, we literally drove out of it.
Back in the day, I was built different. Okay, people, I was built different, a little bit
sound
stronger.
like you were built like a baby, dude.
You had to say it.
It's okay. Okay. You want to act like that?
I'm trying to find this.
You should see what I hit now.
What? Sandbars?
There we go.
Oh!
Here's Adrian trying to be fast.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
No, you have to find the SIL 80 is what
I don't want to talk
we
about that.
jump-
Silly, dude. That's so
we
lady.
ju-
Wired by a fucking autistic goat.
Come on, the Seal 80
every time
wasn't
Adrian
that
tried
bad.
to wire that or tune that damn car, some relay went out. Every time he just jiggle it. Oh, it's good now.
Huh, that's something all three of you have in common again.
What's that?
What's that?
Well, you got his car. Fuck, it's hard. His car that was plagued with wiring. Your car was pretty plagued with wiring for a while, along with some oiling issues, turbo oil issues.
Are you pointing at me?
I'm pointing at this whole collective.
This column over here.
Yeah, that's whole fucking column. Like, I will say, and you know what's sad? The fact that
I don't know
Juan
what you're talking
had
about. My wiring is on point, son.
that took like 5 years after knowing you.
Oh, dude, that's sick. I have an eBay harness as well.
eBay harness. Fuck you. Scratch.
Hey, I've seen those commercials about eBay motors,
No.
right?
No, hey, it's sad that Juan had a more reliable car than both of y'all,
Yeah, until it got.
and it
near
was a
fucking traffic cone.
Subaru.
Hey, I don't know. No, there's no way. Because
Well, how do you figure there's no way?
how many motors went in that car?
Only 3?
Only 3. Do you know how many different engines I've ever put in my cars?
Look,
Dude, that's
Bro,
because
you
you just
didn't even.
traded
No,
cars.
hang on. You didn't even hold on to those cars long enough to blow
Yeah,
them.
you just traded the whole car.
Yeah, you
That's
just said
the
trade.
difference.
You fucking blew a race.
oh,
Okay,
fact,
yeah, done.
fact. That's
Put
a
rod
fact too.
bearing,
Because you
yeah,
remember,
trade that car.
hold on, you remember that he was so adamant on, I want to build a Pro-Am RX-7 FD, that white one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that car.
And Cody, you don't have room to talk either because every time you buy something, you turn around and fucking sell it.
Cosmo,
The only-
Altezza, Chaser.
The only car that I had to fuck up with was that FC RX-7
Mm,
that I learned a lot on.
mm.
I wish that I could have one that wasn't fucked up. I really do like
Yeah,
it.
That motor was.
I like the honestly, I really do like the FC has a special place in my heart. even though we can debate rotary later. I don't want to do that right now. My
Oh,
FC,
I just
if I got
realized
another
something.
one, would have an LS in it.
That you have a picture of you killing that cone?
There's the tire wall
Yeah, that-
I hit. That exact tire
Hey, that-
wall right there.
Nobody can see that.
That looks like my picture.
Oh, look, it's my Ducati. Yep, that's you getting ready to hit the wall.
It's not your Ducati anymore.
You're right, because it got destroyed. And then you
It's
fixed
the
it again.
pavements.
Every one of my bikes that you sold got destroyed by the buyer.
No, literally every single bike.
Yeah.
Then what kind of
Yeah.
voodoo did you put
Look,
on it?
hey, Juan's getting roasted here too by the beef bacon. This dude, he's up there with the quick wits.
Who's that?
Traffic cone
Oh,
built
me three.
different. Traffic cone built different. That's gonna be your new hashtag.
No, I haven't.
So I think it's fair to say that we've all gone through a few motors and chassis.
But does mine
And
really
traffic
count though?
cone.
Because I mean, I tried to
Dude,
rebuild
Juan's
that
the
rotary.
Juan's the only person I know that hit traffic cones in the pits, though.
I didn't. When did I do that?
Oh, you killed like
Oh.
the entire stack of spare traffic cones that day.
Because, I mean, the funniest one though was that kid that at the PX or the whatever the fucking Air Force calls it.
The BX.
That the
It's gotta
Supra
be different.
that was in the empty parking lot that hit the fucking light pole.
Oh, the light pole. I remember that.
Like dead on. He was the only car out there.
He was trying to do
That
sit
was-
nasty donuts, bro.
I'm pretty sure I saw Juan driving it.
Yeah, right. I've never owned a Supra.
Oh man, so let's see. And I know Cody loves to tell us the infamous story. He told it on our first podcast, which we didn't do live. We recorded it and posted it, but you can see that over on the YouTube. But yeah, Juan loves telling the story about how I had my seat brake loose on him while spinning in the RX-7.
Not Juan,
So
Cody.
dramatic.
He's referring
Cody.
to Cody.
That's a Cody story.
Yeah, that's a Cody
Oh,
story,
that's
bro.
a Cody story, yep. So Cody, would
I
you like to
have-
share again how you almost died?
Look, I don't.
Hold on.
I don't.
Get the Kleenex tissues ready.
The
What's
what?
that?
The Kleenex tissues. You got to get the Kleenex tissues.
Yeah, we got to get the Kleenex tissues. There you go.
Look, honestly, I think somebody had a hit out on my life because, come to find out, there was only 2 bolts in the seat.
There were 4 bolts
I think-
in the seat.
There was not 4 bolts in the seat because one would barely. But we didn't even know that till we got back to your house.
Well, we knew it when the seat dropped after we spun
think
3
that-
times.
Yeah, we going out there trying to figure out your 6th engine build.
It was not 6.
It was up there.
Dang.
Back in the
It was
day,
like
land
the
far, far
third
away.
engine.
Look, I will give you because I remember all this shit. It was at least number 4
No.
because you went from bullshit. Bullshit, because I remember one had a 9180 EFR, and then you're like, I got a fucking 9280 EFR. Let's see how much fucking boost that we can run on this one. And then, because after that one went, and I remember we pulled the rotors out, and it looked like somebody hit it with a fucking ball peen hammer.
Whatever.
But back to the story. Yeah, we were driving out, and it was actually even more scary because there was somebody behind us that did not have. They had intestinal fortitude, but they did not have driving skill.
Hey,
Following.
I painted that.
You did paint that while I built
You
the
made
engine.
it was a white JZX 100.
It was Mitch White. He had never run a toge before, and I was doing a shakedown on the car with you in it because that's how I do things.
Yeah,
with my friends
and then
who paint on their life.
it honestly, we got to the point where we started spinning, and then I was like, "Oh, Mountain Edge, fucking Mountain Edge." I was like, "Please, dear God, let it be Seth's side that goes over the fucking mountain and not just Just let the guardrail break the car in half and let his go.
So then we ended up racing that Maserati that day too, down the expressway.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
think
in
that
Mexico.
I clinched your bride seat with my ass cheek so hard when that when that coupler flew off and like
You
took out
popping
your
sticks.
hood. But I will say for anybody that's living in Okinawa, we went from what was that? We were on the on ramp 10 or mile
we were.
marker 10.
I think when we met the Maserati, we were.
We were at like
Ken-
8.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
were
so
at
8.
Ken exit maybe.
That's like what, Schwab?
Look,
Hanson.
no. Yeah, it was Hanson. So like he's like, all right, we're gonna get it. I was like, cool. Somewhere I have the video. I had to find it. But I'm videoing. We jump out in front of this Maserati. He's keeping up pretty good. I don't know if it was stock or what kind of special. I think it was one of those carbon Turismos or something.
It's the El Diablo or some shit.
It was Maserati Mike, wasn't
mean-
it?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It was a cool car, but I look over and I see the Speedo pegged. And like, I was like, no fucking way. And then next thing I know, all I hear is boom. And we're at exit 3 trying to limp his car off to get it back on base to figure out what the fuck happened. Like
Yeah,
within,
I think we boost spiked to like 32 or 33 pounds of boost.
I think it was
on
in the
that.
40s, honestly.
Those
I
are
remember
rookie
it was
numbers.
ridiculous. It was way too
40
much.
pounds
It
of-
definitely overstayed my turbo.
40 pounds of boost on a 9280? You're high.
It was
I
fun.
mean,
It was honestly probably one of the quickest cars I've ever been in, like hands down.
you know,
And
we
it was like it was stupid. It was like stupid
we
shit that
got
happened.
a lot of power out of a lot of these cars over in Okinawa somehow. You know,
dude, I
was
had
nowhere
like
to
a good
drive.
like 300 if I was on a good day when I wasn't misfiring.
well, that pink S14 that I just posted. I mean, me and Adrian tuned that one out. We were up in the 20s easily on that one.
I think I have
pretty-
the
pretty
picture
quick.
of the boost gauge, like the peak in that, and I think it was like 28 psi on a 3071 on a completely stock SR
Safe,
on pump gas.
bro. We had the timing retarded. It was fine.
Yeah, okay, it didn't feel that way.
Yeah, no, there was definitely some boost creep issues on that car, to say the least, because
Well,
we could not get that thing to spike down.
Well, so here's how we tuned it at 24 psi or 28 psi or whatever it was. It was like late at night. I get in the S14 and I get on the expressway to go north. And he's just like, yeah, just keep getting logs for me on the expressway. So we do third, fourth. And he's like, you know what? I forgot what you needed, but he's like, you're like, just put it in fifth. So I go in fifth and I look down and next thing you know, like I'm at the where you pay when you exit.
Oh,
And you're back on 58 or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, up north.
Yeah, and then right off the right, there's that like quick little bus station. So I
Yeah.
made a U-turn in there, and I'm like Wi-Fi hotspot on my phone, sending you the logs so you can make your changes and send it back, so I can run the expressway back home before curfew.
Oh, yeah, you had curfew back then.
Yeah,
We all had curfew
Yeah.
back. Well, not
Yeah,
I did
now-
not have curfew.
apparently,
Seth was our. He was our.
I didn't
our-
have
our get out of
curfew
jail
either.
free card. We just stay at his house.
Look,
Yeah.
I didn't have curfew either and that was rare being in the Marine Corps. Because normally our curfew was like 9:30 when Daddy put us to bed. But
Good reason.
yeah.
Hey, you know, on that note of good reason, hey, if you're in the Marine Corps and you're in Okinawa, can you stop getting in gang fights in American Village and shit? Like,
Yeah.
seriously, it's weird. No one likes it.
Dude,
No
we
one.
had this.
but
We had
I'm gonna play
this.
devil's advocate. Keep doing it. I mean, stay true to our traditions.
Of gang fighting?
Yes. I mean, don't really hurt the locals. If you hurt yourselves, that's whatever.
You guys fought each other.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's camaraderie.
Camaraderie.
I don't think the
You know.
rest of the world sees it that way.
No, not at all. Not in the
It's-
slightest.
That's
No.
fine. You know, Army, that was like typical soldier shit.
He's pointing at you,
but
Seth.
typical military, minus the special stuff, the special sauce. Fucking chair force. Didn't do shit all day. Went fishing over in Munns.
Hell yeah, dude.
Didn't do shit in the field. Went to Korea and hung out and drank soju.
I tell you what, I found a John boat in Japan, and it was on that lake, and I was out there on lunch and after work, almost every
During work,
years.
before work.
Yeah,
while
but
at
then you
work.
would never invite any of us, and that was the only place that had bass fishing.
because I
Okay.
couldn't get anybody in there.
Dude,
Well, that's a lie.
The amount of
because Juan
times I
got
saw
in and off
Adrian-
of.
amount
Juan
of
got
times
in
I
and
saw
off
Adrian
of.
at
No,
work.
Juan knows how rough it is trying to get people in there.
oh, the
You know what
months?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, dude, that was fucking terrible, bro.
You know, I may or may not still have a probably not, but Snap-on toolbox.
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh, welcome to the club.
I got a couple of those.
I got the keys though too. That was just pretty cool.
I've got a Matco toolbox, but I haven't buy mine.
Hey,
You know.
see, we need to get this dude on here because the beef bacon. Can't tell who it is, but he says, "Ooh, remember the curfew," and then he said, "Team building exercises." Exactly. That's all it is.
And that, what is
If
he
you
on
can
Facebook
learn
or
to-
Instagram?
It's on Instagram.
On
If you can
Instagram.
learn to fight yourselves, then sure as shit you can fight other
Somebody send that guy the link so he can jump in.
All right.
people. I want to see who this dude is because he's been witty with it all. I mean, pretty much the whole time.
I can't send the link. Oh, there we go.
'Cause I don't know if I know this dude or not.
We'll see. We'll see if he decides to join us. That also went out to my entire Instagram, so we may just get a ton of people joining us. Who knows?
Fuck it, whatever. I ain't got shit to do.
I do. I have to finish wiring this fucking skyline.
Well, that sounds like a whole
you
lot
take
like a you
the
fucking
one.
problem.
You take the one plug and you put it into the other plug.
No, we're
You,
wiring
you,
it in.
you
not
use the
using
little,
socket.
just make sure, so you got to take them together, twist them, and put a wire nut on the end.
That is some true Japanese shit.
I
right
see
there.
both of you. I see both of you fucking learned your wiring in Japan.
I mean,
I put this light in.
Actually,
And I
Adrian,
haven't-
you remember,
I haven't
do you
burnt
remember
my
that
house
night when I first got the RX-7? I was headed over to your place, and I called you and told you that my steering column was shooting sparks out of it because at the middle of the night.
I remember that.
Because somehow they had just twisted live power wires together behind the dash and left them exposed. So when I turned the wheel, it would arc
It was our
out of my dash, dude.
Jesus Christ.
He's doing WWE right now.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
That's. I mean,
priorities.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
fucking guess.
I mean, the 2-year-old I can understand, but I mean, are you using her as like a chair? Like,
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. I was talking about kids. Kids are crazy. I think we've all got shit. Everyone here has kids. Unfortunately.
I'm
the
just
rest of the
joking.
world.
I've got to.
So we
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. So you threw a peace sign, got balloons. It only works for you. So I was having dinner at my house the other night, and I was very lucky. The first time in many, many years, I had my son, who's 20 years old. Hopefully, he'll come work for me here shortly. And I had my daughter, who's 10 years old, at the house. My son, being a 20-year-old,
Oh my goddamn balloons back, bro.
my son, being a 20-year-old boy, had gone out in the Philippines and does what a 20-year-old does in the Philippines.
What, get shit house and find a lady boy?
Yeah, probably. But I was giving him shit. I was like, man, I ain't never getting grandkids out of you, fucking retard. But you know how siblings always have that rivalry, right? So my
Yeah.
daughter jumps in to try and one up her brother and goes, "Don't worry, Dad, I'll give you grandkids."
Oh, fucking damn.
I was like, "No, the fuck you won't."
What is she, like 13, 14?
Heart sank.
She's 10, man. I was like, "No, you won't, motherfucker."
Oh, shit.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, man.
That,
Kids-
you know what that is? That's the competitive
It's a problem.
nature that I don't want.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not allowed to be competitive. Be fucking last.
Yeah.
I
For the
have,
love of God, be last.
I have 3 daughters. Look, all of
Yeah,
y'all
you're
just
shit out of
compete-
luck, bro.
All of y'all just compete to be last,
Yeah.
Man,
or
you
at
know,
least until you're like 35. Like,
you're catching up with my buddy. I had a buddy named Dan one time. I worked with him out at Fort Bragg when I was an instructor out there.
Fort Liberty.
man,
Bragg.
fuck that bullshit.
So anyway, we were working late one night, me and the boss, looking at revamping the course and blah blah blah, whatever, getting stuck working late. So we come back out to lock up this compound at 9 o'clock at night. We just see Dan sitting in the 4x in the little like razor with a 30-pack of fucking beer, just sipping on it. And we're like, "Bro, you've been here this whole time?" He's like, "Yeah." Like, "You could have hung out with us inside the hut." And he's like, "Nah, man, I just needed some quiet time." So what people didn't realize about Dan had 7 daughters and was still married.
Damn.
And I was like, "Nah, man, hell no."
Nah, dude, that's why I did. Yeah, I got my nuts cut. Fuck that, bro. I got 2 kids, 1 boy, 1 girl. I'm done.
Bro,
Look, to be honest
like,
with
Just
you,
shoot
can't
blanks.
To be honest with you,
That's
I
it.
don't
Shooting
mind.
blanks, bro.
Everybody is always like, "Oh, I feel so bad for you. I feel so bad for you." But all 3 of my daughters are so different that it doesn't even matter. Like my oldest is
How
definitely
many
like
times
the
have you
emotional.
had bow ties in your beard?
Never. Don't bring them that fucking option.
I
That
will
idea.
message Jelly later.
But like, my oldest is the emotional one that's like, she has her idea of what she wants and she's gonna follow that path. My second one is like that kid from, like, I don't know if y'all remember Wild Thornberries.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like she is fucking feral, but I love her to death. And like
She's feral.
like bro, like don't call like CPS on me or anything, because it's not like, obviously just terms here, but she like she is the one that will
Taking the mixing
not,
board away from Juan.
like she is
For
the
real.
one that I will not, like, if they called and was like, "Your daughter's in jail," I already know which one it is. Like her first reaction as of late is just to punch somebody in their mouth.
Jesus
Like
Christ.
And my youngest is just lost in the sauce, and I'm cool with that, because that was probably me for the longest time.
For anyone out there that has kids, man, you got to realize, like, your kids develop their own personality, and it starts showing up. Mine's definitely showing up here at 10. She races karts already, and she's already developing kind of her racer's attitude, which she's a very technical racer. She gets that, from the other side. But she also has that aggressive streak where she's like, "If you try and hit me again on this turn, I'm going to kill us both in the corner." Which is good.
She definitely gets that
tie
from
rods.
you.
Yeah, she keeps bending her tie rods, and that's not okay. She takes after Juan in that sense, I guess.
Jesus.
So, but
Uncle
she's
Juan.
you get to the point where your kids, they're like, "I want to be a firefighter. I want to be a whatever the fuck it is they want to be that day," because they saw it on YouTube or wherever. No, my daughter this year, man, she's become a total practical. Like at 10 years old, she's just practical. She's like, "I want to be successful."
Yeah, there's
Just
nothing
I
wrong
just
with that.
want to
dude.
be
It's still,
successful.
Absolutely.
look, it's still so weird though that you're like hearing that your daughter's 10 and she's racing karts and winning, because I still remember being like, going to your house and your daughter's like 3 and like, "Let's watch Moana."
Dude, I remember
and you
when she had
and you
a
better
pad
sing
behind
the
her
songs.
seat and fucking pedal extensions.
And you
Yeah.
better sing the songs with me. Like,
Very demanding child.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, but yeah, she is. You mentioned up winning. She just jumped classes in her karting this year. Got her new kart, and she's already. When you jump classes, you tend to go from the top back to the mid of the pack. Even if you're a great racer, just because of the difference in power and handling, the speed, right? It's a lot to get used to if anyone's ever actually competed in a class system. But 3 races later in the season, she just took her first podium again, standing number 1.
so when I'm sorry,
Bro,
to cut you
it's like
off,
Hayden
but-
Deegan, man. I've been following Hayden Deegan for the last several years. Monster Energy Supercross series right now. And dude, this kid was a rookie last year. He wasn't even pro until his second race. Like, he did a bunch of regional qualifiers, Butts Creek, fucking Loretta Lynn's, Minios. Like, he went out and won all these regional qualifiers, and then next thing you know, he's getting signed. And granted, his dad is Brian Deegan. I understand that, but what people don't understand is the amount of work that goes in. This comes from somebody that's raced motocross. Like, the amount of work that goes in just to physically be able to handle that motorcycle and perform
getting all
the
the
way this kid
support from
performs
Star
at the age of
Motors.
16, bro. Like, man, I am not upset one fucking bit that this kid is racing for Star Racing Yamaha. Like, not surprised. Like, yeah, his dad's Brian Deegan, Found Metal Militia.
But-
You know what I mean?
but-
Like, that's cool and all, but bro, this kid is putting the fucking beans into motocross.
Back
Well, man.
to Seth quick, because I saw the video of her going around the track holding up the flag, and I was like, "Damn, she's faster than Adrian and Juan have ever been on this track."
Oh, thanks,
Like,
bro.
it is true.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that vote of confidence.
And I was like, "Damn, she took that turn so fast, and Juan fucked his car up on that."
Yeah, dude, it was
My
she's
motor
literally
mounts.
1% of my total weight, dog. Are you kidding me? And the
You know,
wheelbase, the track
if-
width.
if-
I mean, come on.
If
bro.
I was a betting man, my money is on her.
Oh, 100%. She whooped my ass on that track.
So Juan brings up a kind of an interesting point. My daughter, she gets a lot of shit from the other, like, not directly to her, but the other parents talk to their kids and like, well, it's not fair that you're competing against her because her dad's a tuner, a performance tuner, and her mom was a professional race car driver as well. It's not fair. It's like, how's it not fair, man? I'm not on the track driving for. It's not like I can
right. I'm
tune
not
her
the one fucking
carbureted
driving,
go-kart.
bro.
But aren't all the carts are like? There's nothing you can really do to them.
No,
They all have to be. They all have to be within spec.
No, dude, you
Yeah,
think
they all
about
ha- they're
carts,
all
bro.
spec.
It's there's no fucking power steering. You're going in there and she's sitting there having to manhandle that wheel going around every fucking corner. Like, the same thing with motocross, bro. This kid is having to get out there and, like, yeah, he can have all the name behind him, but this kid is still having to get on that bike. There's nobody holding the bike for him. He has to race his race, no matter what. And the same thing applies to your daughter. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Like, she has to go out and race her race. We can coach her all she wants, but if she's gonna, like my son, for example, dude. My son was in motocross. He was getting ready to compete, and before he aged out, it was fucking, he was like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that. We go to the track, bro. I'm on my 450. He's on his 50, and I'm riding next to him. I tell him, hey, dude, slow down. Dude biffs it, man. Biffs it hard. And he's like, I don't want to do this no more. All right, cool, man. Well, now I've got 2 dirt bikes sitting in my freaking garage that I don't know what to do with. You know what I mean? I'm just like, what,
That's a good place to close us out, guys. We've reached our hour. Hey, we just sat here and we kind of bullshitted for an hour. Not as much participation as we normally get, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We had a couple guys chiming in a lot, and we really appreciate when you guys interact with us, man. Seriously. We'll get back to some more technical stuff in our next podcast. We try and keep it balanced and talk about a variety of things here. So let us know what you want us to talk about. Juan said it is best, when you're out there, and whether it's motorsports, motocross, life, fishing, whatever, hey, race your own race, do your own race. You can have everyone backing you in the world, but at the end of the day, it comes down to you. So put the work in, work harder. No one cares, right? We'll see you next week, everyone. Peace.
Peace.